first real estate radio. This is Cedarwood Luxury Radio, Nigeria's first real estate radio.
Hello viewers, welcome to Billionaire City by Cedarwood. My name is Patrick Philip Ongenewari. I'm a business development executive, and I have here with me.
My name is Nachibete.
Come with us. Life is beautiful when you are in a serene environment, isn't it, Mona?
Yes, it is.
In Billionaire City by Cedarwood, you'll be experiencing the modern day facility such as the automated gatehouse, 24-hour surveillance, 24 hours electricity, and many more. Billionaire City by Cedarwood is sharing proximity with the Asaba International Airport, which the proofing industry, the popular known Opanam City Gate, and many more.
Billionaire City by Cedarwood is currently selling at 20 million naira per 464 square meters.
Why don't you take the opportunity today and grab a plot at Billionaire City by Cedarwood?
Hey, master, why do you do all this grammar?
Sure. Oh, okay, because you don't say when you dey stay for where your mind cool, when we say you dey enjoy the shop life, you know they say before when you go dey blow the grammar self, you don't go to know why we say you go dey blow. As I dey talk like this, oh, okay, because I will let the totori me dey do me. Oh, okay, because when we dey go now? Because if I see the grammar, I go blow you come up myself. Oh my brother.
This is Cedarwood Luxury Radio, Nigeria's first real estate radio.
Information, they say, is key. And by key, do well to join us every Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, 10 a.m., 1 p.m., and 4 p.m. live on Facebook and on YouTube. We are Cedarwood Luxury Online Radio, Nigeria's first real estate radio.
Hello everybody, this is Vivian Imako, the ED, P1 Perfection Business Investments Limited, and you're listening to Cedarwood Luxury Radio. Keep it locked. God bless you.
All right, keep it locked and God bless you. Welcome everyone to the Real Estate in Nigeria program this beautiful Wednesday afternoon. Trust you are having a wonderful Wednesday. All right, welcome every one of you. Welcome. It's 3 minutes past the hour of 1. And it's such an amazing time to come your way again this afternoon, bringing you the wonderful, amazing info educative program. We call it the Real Estate in Nigeria. This very program comes your way every Wednesday at 1 p.m. and it brings your way, like I said, it brings your way exclusive interviews, lectures, and as well conversations as far as the real estate industry is concerned. And this afternoon is not an exception. Yes, do well to like, to comment, and to share. It's such a delight to come your way again. We had a wonderful time in the morning, and this afternoon promises to be more wonderful. We have a lecture that I will be presenting to you this morning. Oh, not this morning, this afternoon. I don't know why. I'm just still in the morning mood. Okay, but before we proceed, as it is our habit to celebrate people that are worth celebrating and also make you feel special on your special day, we have taken it upon ourselves to celebrate our beloved clients and PBOs. We celebrate you on your special day, your birthday, and I have a list of those who had their birthday yesterday, 19 November, and would celebrate much later those whose birthday falls today, the 20th. So let's begin with those who had their birthdays yesterday. Those who had their birthday yesterday, first and foremost, happy belated birthday to the following persons: Iyabo Adejinle, Olani Itaiwo, Precious Nwadiegu, Ikiki Ogenevoke Peter, Mr. Onwagbagbe Ogudo, Mbakwe Chiagozie Miriam, Madue Onyebuchi Joseph, Wonsunwuso Chukwu, Ijoko Matthew Chukuma, Maha Miracle. Happy belated birthday to every one of you. Many more years to come in good health and plenty money. All right, quickly this afternoon, we're going to be playing a video, a lecture. We'll be presenting to you a lecture this afternoon. And yeah, the lecture is something that so important that you really going to learn from it. So get your material, get your writing materials ready and get ready to learn this afternoon. Today we'll be looking into step by step how to make your first 100. So let's say now this is according to this video, it is $100K. All right, so equivalent to the naira, or we can say your first 1 million, your first 100 million, or anything that has to do with 100 in millions and in billions. So yeah, step by step how to make your first $100K in your first year of real estate. So as we approach the end of the year, for those of you, for some of you, it's going to be like, okay, how am I going to make my first million or my first billion or my first deal in the year 2025? And for those coming into the space, how am I going to close my first deal? How do I close my first deal? How do I make my first 100 million? How do I make my first 1 million in the real estate? So this is a step-by-step explanation on how to make your first $100K during your first year as a real estate agent. Let us learn, get your writing materials. I'm also going to be learning as well. I'm going to be taking notes because as far as I'm in the real estate space, I need to make extra money away from what I'm doing right now, right? So yeah, the real estate space gives you that opportunity to make so much money as you can make, and you need to you need to have the requisite knowledge. You need to get the right information. You need to get the right guidance, the right lecture, everything right for you to be able to close as much deals as you're able to close. So I wish you good luck as you listen, and I hope somebody is going to learn. And as you take these step-by-step directions or directives, it's going to help you even make more than $100K. All right, so let's listen.
So if it takes 180 contacts to make one sale, I found that on average with door knocking, I can make about 13 contacts per 90 minutes. This means that if you really want to make a sale, it should take you on average about 21 hours of door knocking to make those 180 contacts, which on average should give you one sale. What's up, you guys? It's Graham here. So this video is aimed towards all the real estate agents out there and how they can make $100,000 their first year in the business. Now this will apply whether or not you're just starting out or if you've been doing this for a little while and just want to increase your business. This is exactly what I would do. Now for those who are just tuning in for the first time, haven't seen my other videos, I've been selling real estate full-time since 2008 when I was 18 years old. And since then, I've sold just about $125 million worth of residential real estate here in Los Angeles. Then over the last year, I've been coaching real estate agents about what to do in their business and how to get leads and how to do all that sort of stuff. And then I also have a program in the description. It's called the Real Estate Agent Academy, where I outline exactly how you can grow your business from start to finish and make money as a real estate agent. So for anybody interested in that, the link is in the description, and let's get into it. Now, before some people get really triggered and they say, "But Graham, that's highly unrealistic of any new agent out there to make $100,000 the first year. The average person can't do this." Dislike, unsub, report as spam, block. I do have to say, I'll agree with you a little bit. For about 95% of the people out there, it's not going to happen. People aren't going to make $100,000 their first year in real estate. They will not try, they will give up too soon, they will make excuses, they will not follow through, they will find some way to justify why they can't make $100,000 their first year in real estate, and then use that as a reason why they weren't able to do it. Now, I have met many people who have sold and made $100,000 in commission their first year as a real estate agent. Those are people who did not sit around making excuses of why they can't do something. I found that there are really two types of people when it comes to real estate sales. The first type just sits around making excuses of why they can't do shit, and the second group of people just goes out and makes happen. And those are the people who don't go into it thinking, this is highly unrealistic, I'm not going to be able to do it. They just go out and they do it. So whether or not you believe this to be possible, either way, you're right. So let's start here. The first thing you need to do, anytime you set a goal in real estate, it's really important to work backwards from that goal and not forwards in order to figure out how to actually hit that mark. Don't just think, oh, I need to make a $750,000 sale and then I'm good, and then you go out and just blindly try to meet a client that fits that. Don't do that. What you do need to do is figure out how much real estate you need to sell, the average price of the homes you expect to be selling, and how many people you need to meet in order to make a sale. So according to my very expert math here, in order to make $100,000 as a real estate agent, you will need to sell $4 million worth of real estate at a 2.5% commission. But now keep in mind, most real estate brokerages will probably end up taking about 25% of your commission, and if you want to make $100,000 of net commission to you after your broker's fees, this means you'll really need to sell about $5,250,000 worth of real estate in order to make $100,000 in your pocket after broker's fees. So you will need to determine how much your broker takes and how much you will need to sell to make $100,000 in your first year. Okay, so with that out of the way, let's break it down a little bit further and say, just for simplicity's sake, you need to sell $5 million in real estate to net $100,000 after your broker's fees. So what you'll need to do is look at the average selling price of the homes in the area you want to work in or in the area that you're working in, and then divide 5 million by that number to determine how many homes you need to sell. Like if you're here in West Hollywood, this means that you just need to sell one home north of Sunset Boulevard in order to net your $100,000 commission. Or if you're in San Bernardino here in California, where the average price is somewhere around $350,000, you're going to need to sell 14 homes to make the $100,000 in commission. Now this step is really important because you'll need to know how many homes you need to sell in your area in order to make $100,000. And when it comes to making this amount of commission in your first year, knowing your numbers are really, really important. So with that said, let's just assume that most people aren't in West Hollywood and most people don't need to sell one property to make $100,000. And let's assume that on average, you will need to sell 14 homes worth $350,000 each to make your $100,000, and I will base my numbers based off of that. So the next step is to figure out how you are going to sell 14 homes as a brand new real estate agent. So this requires us to continue working backwards and break it down a little bit further. If you're not familiar with a real estate coach, his name is Mike Ferry, who hits very, very hard on cold calling and door knocking and knowing your numbers and prospecting. The reality is that if you're a brand new agent in a market where you don't just need to sell one home to make $100,000 like here in Los Angeles, you will need to prospect for your business. Doing this as consistently as you can is going to be what leads to the best results. Now, it's said that you'll generally make one sale for every 180 people you come in contact with. Now, for more advanced agents who are better with this, who speak a little bit better, who know what they're doing. This number could sometimes be as low as 120 or 130 contacts per sale. But for this, we'll assume that you're about average and make one sale for every 180 contacts you make. And when I mean contact, I mean that you actively have a conversation with them about whether or not they're in the market to buy or sell real estate. I don't mean that like someone bumped into you and you're like, oh, sorry, sir, I'll move out of your way. And you're just like, one contact down, 179 to go. That's not a contact. You will need to actively prospect people and have an actual conversation with them and find out whether or not they're interested in buying or selling real estate or know of anybody who's interested in buying or selling real estate. That is a contact. So given this expert math here, in order to sell 14 homes, you're going to need to meet 2,520 people over the course of a year, and that works out to be about 210 contacts every single month. This also means that you're gonna have to make, on average, 7 contacts every single day. Come on, you guys. If you're working real estate full-time and you really wanna make this happen, you can meet 7 people a day. That's it. Even if you take one day off, that's an average. For the 6 days that you work, 8 people a day. For 6 days out of 7 to make $100,000 a year in your first year. That's it. And when you meet these people, you're gonna put all of them in your database to follow up with at a later time, send them follow-up emails, do whatever you need. But that's it. All you really need to do is 7 contacts on average every single day. So how do you do that? Well, these are my recommendations, and some of these recommendations can easily get you those 8 contacts a day, 6 days a week, easily without even utilizing the other ones. So let's get into it. So my first and favorite recommendation here is to go after what's called expired listings. This is when a listing was on the market, the listing agent had a contract to sell that property, the agent wasn't able to sell it, the listing then expires, and this, in my opinion, is a gold mine to go after. Now, yes, it is true that expired listings are very competitive, but these are also the best listings to go after because you know 100% the owner wants to sell, they tried to sell, and they couldn't do it. This is not like taking the shotgun approach where you basically go door to door to door, hoping someone wants to sell. This is like a sniper, where you're identifying the few homes that wanted to sell that couldn't. And more times than not, these expired listings end up relisting with another agent after about 1 to 3 weeks. So it's really important to hit them up as soon as the listing expires and offer your services. So just with this alone, it's possible to meet your 7 to 8 contacts a day just by doing expired listings. Now, because I could easily talk another 10 to 20 minutes about expired listings, I have a link in the description of a previous video I did about how I would go after expired listings. So I'm just gonna put that in the description if you're interested in that video. Link in the description. Now, my second recommendation here is to hold open houses every single weekend. Now, it's up to you if you want to hold them on Saturday and Sunday or just on Sunday, but every open house you do should lead to another 5 to 20 contacts per open house that you do. Now, if you hold an open house both Saturday and Sunday, and you get on average of 15 people each day, that's 30 contacts in 1 week just by holding open houses. Now, to find open houses to sit, assuming you're a brand new agent, you have no listings or no nothing whatsoever, I recommend going to your broker and seeing what agents have open houses that you can sit. Most brokerages will allow other newer agents to sit open houses. Now, sure, these are probably not going to be the hottest open house where someone is going to come in right off the bat and make an offer on that house. But this is an opportunity to get yourself in front of prospective buyers and sellers and just gain additional exposure and meet new people. Now, because I can talk another 15 to 20 minutes about how to properly hold an open house, I have another video in the description of a video I did maybe almost a year ago about how to hold open houses. The link to that is also in the description. Make sure to check that out as well. Now, the third option you could do is going after homes under construction. This is what Ariane did that led to him getting 100 lease listings and also $2 million sales just by going after homes under construction. And it's very simple to do this. You just drive around the area you want to work in, find homes under construction, go in, talk to the contractor, see if the contractor knows if the home is going to be sold or rented out, and then get in contact with the owner if it is. Use this as an opportunity to pitch your service and to potentially try to get a new listing. Even if they don't want to list it with you, you now have the opportunity to hold this as a pocket listing, which means that it's a listing that's not formally listed with you, but you know they want to sell and you could bring other clients to that listing. This is a huge advantage that you have over other real estate agents because you now know of a home that's not on the market that other clients might be interested in. So this is a huge incentive for somebody to potentially work with you to show them that home than any other real estate agent because you know of it. And yes, because I could probably talk another 10 to 20 minutes just on this, about the intricacies about finding homes under construction and pitching them and all this sort of stuff, I have the full outline to this one in my program, the Real Estate Agent Academy. I haven't yet made a video about this on YouTube, or maybe I mentioned it previously in one of my last videos, but if I had that, I'll link it also in the description. Now finally, number 4 is that you can cold call or door knock for your business. Now, even though I don't really utilize this for myself, it can dramatically boost your sales numbers, especially if you're a brand new agent, if you just do this. Especially if you're aiming for the goal of making $100,000 in your first year, door knocking and cold calling and implementing this in your business plan is going to dramatically increase the likelihood of you hitting those numbers and making those contacts every single day. Now, especially if you're in a market where you have 100 to maybe $300,000, $400,000 homes and you need to sell a lot of them, I want to say it's pretty much required that you will need to cold call or door knock in order to hit these numbers and make these contacts. Especially in the very beginning, you need to build up a lot of contacts very quickly, and door knocking, cold calling is really one of the best things that you can do early on. And think of it this way, when I door knocked, I found that at any given time, 1 in 3 people were home, and it took me 90 seconds per home to knock on their door and see if they were home. Now, for everybody that was home, I found that on average, I spent about 3 minutes talking to that person. So if it takes 180 contacts to make 1 sale, I found that on average with door knocking, I can make about 13 contacts per 90 minutes. This means that if you really want to make a sale, it should take you on average about 21 hours of door knocking to make those 180 contacts, which on average should give you 1 sale. Now, of course, sometimes it might be higher than this or lower than this. Maybe you end up making the sale off the 5th contact you make. Other times it might be the 300th contact, but on average, it should take you about 180 for someone of average social skills, average intelligence, average motivation, average everything. And of course, the sale is probably not going to happen immediately. It could happen after a few weeks or even a few months. So patience when doing this is key. This is also something that's going to give you a lot of experience and a lot of training very early on. This is probably some of the best training that you can get because you're one-on-one in the real world, handling real world objections. You're going to hear everything someone has to say to you, every reason why they won't work with you, and then you're going to have to come up with a way to counter those things and make them want to work with you. So this is really some of the best grueling, gut-wrenching training that you can possibly do that's really going to help you later on. Now, I also highly recommend incorporating social media into this as well, whether it's a Facebook page or maybe an Instagram page where clients can add you and see what you're up to and you can see them, and just it's a great way to keep in touch with people on a much more personal level. This is what I found has worked really good, is that I become personal friends with my clients and they will add me on my personal Facebook page. They will see anytime I post about something or if they post something and I'll comment back. It's just a great way to stay in touch with people without being too pushy or without just like calling them up out of the blue on the phone and talking to them. It's as easy as them posting something and you like comment back, or you like a picture of theirs. It's just so easy. And by doing this, it's like a constant contact every single time you comment or like or do anything like this, and they just feel more comfortable with you. And they feel like they really know you on a personal level outside of real estate. And anytime you're making clients, this is the best way to go about it. Now, doing these techniques should easily get you to 210 contacts per month, if not more, depending on how much work you put in. Then from there, it's really just a matter of following up, honing your skills, and knowing that every contact is one step closer to making a sale. But one of the largest aspects to all of this, and without this, you will almost certainly fail. The biggest part of all of this is really just being an expert on following up. The thing is, not everyone you meet will want to sell right away. The chances of that are usually pretty slim. Unless you're going after an expired listing, most of the time it's going to take people a few days, weeks, or months to consider selling or buying a property. So this is why it's really important you learn to stay in contact with people for months or sometimes even years at a time before they're actually going to buy something through you. It's also really important that you keep notes on everybody that you meet. That way when you go and follow up, you have some point of reference to remember this person by. For instance, if you meet somebody, you can put the 85-year-old man, son works for BitConnect, likes the color blue and the number 47, wants to sell in a few weeks. It's like something like that where all of a sudden when you come to call or email them, you're like, oh yeah, I remember this guy. And then from there, just again, like I said, always follow up. And don't be afraid of being annoying and being like, oh, it's 6:10, I don't want to annoy this person, because you know what, you're gonna need to do this. Some people will inevitably be annoyed, and that's okay because these aren't the people you would be working with anyway. Because if you don't consistently follow up, you will lose all the business that you spent so much time trying to generate, and it's all going to be for nothing if you don't follow up. It's kind of like playing a game of baseball where you get all the way to third base, but then you strike out and it doesn't matter anyway, and all the work was for nothing. So don't do this. Following up is really like hitting that home run where you make it all around the base and you get a point. Now, doing all of this consistently should lead you to about 14 sales in your first year at a 2.5% commission with an average price of $350,000. Now, if you're in a higher priced area, this could actually lead to way more. I know some people who have made over $150,000 in their first year of business. So it's definitely doable and you can absolutely make these numbers happen. And then once you hit these numbers, it's really easy to go up from here because then you have repeat business and referral business that just adds on to all the work you're currently doing. Now, with something like this, there are just a few things that I want to mention really quick. The first one is to understand there is a steep learning curve when figuring out how to sell real estate. It is vital to know that you will mess up early on. You will make mistakes early on. You won't say the right thing early on. You're going to say the wrong thing. You're going to ruin listing appointments. It's totally normal. You are going to make mistakes. Early on, it's inevitable, it will happen, but it's really important to learn from these mistakes and continue moving forward and not giving up. It's also really important to understand that this is a pipeline business, meaning the people that you meet today aren't necessarily going to buy or sell today. It rarely ever happens. Usually the people you meet today will end up being your clients 3 months to sometimes a year later. So the more people you put in the pipeline now, the more business you will have in the future. But just be ready because once you do start getting business, you usually get so much business that you could barely handle it. And finally, with something like this, personal work ethic matters a lot. This is why most people fail, is because they get into it for the wrong reasons, expecting a really quick commission that's going to be easy, and when it's not and they don't get the immediate results, they usually end up quitting. If you're the type that's interested in real estate and you really enjoy it, and you have the self-motivation to push yourself through the times you get discouraged, and you have the work ethic just to continue moving forward, you will do well. But how hard you end up pushing yourself really makes the difference. You need to put yourself in uncomfortable situations in order to do well. You need to push yourself beyond what you're accustomed to make those extra phone calls, to make those extra contacts, not to give yourself excuses, and just to keep pushing through and you will do well. Now, obviously for a video like this, I'm simplifying things a lot and each topic really deserves its own 30 to 60 minute explanation, but for purposes of this video, it should be pretty comprehensive. Now, if you're interested in this times like 100, I do have my program. It's called the Real Estate Agent Academy in the description, where it's over 8 hours of content and just about 100 videos outlining every single topic step by step from
All right. So yeah, that's it. Just hope someone was able to grab something this afternoon. Yeah, quite insightful. I mean, quite educative, informative. Literally, if you take the steps, if you have listened, if you have taken note, if you have if you have actually listened and take step by step, intentional steps. Because it's not just enough to write down. It's not just enough to listen. What many of us do is we do a lot of listening, we do a lot of writing, and we do less of action. We do less of action. We go for events, we go for seminars, we record, we take notes, we write down, we take pictures with speakers, we do everything, we take videos, we upload. I was at this seminar, I was at that seminar, I learned a lot. This person spoke, oh, this person's lecture was this, that one, this person is a great speaker. At the end of the day, what steps are you taking? What action steps are you taking into achieving the aim of the lecture? I mean, into achieving the goal of the lecture. So if you've learned how to make your first $100K as a new, I wanted to say as a new taker, as a new person or as a newbie, in the real estate industry, if you've learned something this afternoon, then you should take intentional steps. You shouldn't just end. Oh yeah, I came across this program, this video that was played on the Real Estate in Nigeria program on Cedarwood Luxury Radio, and he talked about this, he talked about that, and at the end of the day, if you're not doing anything, then it's a total waste of time. It's a total waste of data. It's a total waste of effort and everything. So as we bring your way lectures, as we bring your way, informative conversations, it is not just because we want to do this. There is a lot going down. I mean, there is literally a lot going down. Streaming every day, streaming every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. There's a lot of data going down. There's a lot of time. There's a lot of AC. There's a lot of burning expenses going down. At the end of the day, we're not doing all these things because we just want to do it. We're not doing all these things because we want to just waste money, or we want to show that we have the money to run radio, live stream, online. We are not doing all this because we want to show that we have the money to run online radio programs. No. We want to be of positive impact in our own little platform. So we bring conversations like this. It's not because we don't know what to do. We don't know anything else to do, or we don't have anything else to do. When I usually go to make my research, I ask myself, I put myself in the shoes of my listeners. So, for instance, this is a Real Estate in Nigeria program. I know that, yes, this program is beneficial majorly to realtors. Everyone who inspires to be a realtor, everyone who inspires to come into the real estate industry. I put myself in that shoe, and then I ask myself, if I should sit down and listen to this program, what do I want to learn? And when I'm working and when I'm making my research, looking for content, trying to put content together to bring to the show, I ensure that it is something that I have learned from first. It is a lecture, it is a documentary, it is something that inspires me, that I have learned from. If I don't learn from it, if I haven't learned from it, if it has not inspired me, if there is nothing reasonable about any content I bring to the show, I bring to the table, if it is not reasonable to me, then it won't be reasonable to someone out there. If I've not learned from it, then someone out there wouldn't learn. It's not something that someone out there will learn from. So what I'm trying to say in essence is the fact that every lecture we bring your way, every content we bring your way, is not just for entertainment. It's not just to while away time. It's not just to make you say, oh, okay, oh, wow, just, no. It's that you learn. And when you learn, you have grabbed something. You have learned something new. You are a hedge. You are a step ahead. You have an edge. And it's not just enough to just listen and learn. You are taking intentional steps in ensuring that what you've learned is beneficial to you. Thank you very much. So please let our content and let our timing, let our streaming not be in vain. I'd love to get feedback from you. I'd love to get feedback from everyone watching me right now. I'd love to get feedback from you. So far, so good. What have you learned from this lecture and also previous lectures? You may have missed quite a number of lectures that we've introduced on previous editions and episodes of our programs, from the Real Estate in Nigeria program to the Real Estate Market Trend to the Table Talk to Morning Delights. You may have missed. And you feel free to reach out and say, okay, I'm a realtor. I'm this, I'm that, I'm a content creator, I am this and that. I'm just getting to know of Cedarwood Luxury Radio program. Please, can you recommend some of your previous programs that I can learn from? Can you recommend some of the programs that, can you just recommend one or two previous programs that I can learn from, something that can benefit me, that can be beneficial to me? I'll gladly do that. The WhatsApp number is available. 247 is always open. Anytime, any day. Just drop a message and I'll be there to respond. Thank you very much, everyone. We'll be back again at 4 p.m. and this time around, we'll be doing the Voice Up Show.
Hello everyone, my name is David, Programs and Broadcast Coordinator for Cedarwood Luxury Online Radio. Would you love to feature on any of the Cedarwood Luxury Online Radio program? Do well to reach out to us via the number right there on the screen, irrespective of who you are, what you are, where you are, and what you do. The Cedarwood Luxury Online platform is available and open to every one of you out there. So if you love to feature on any of our Cedarwood Luxury Online Radio programs, do well to reach out to us via the WhatsApp number right there on the screen, and boom, you'll be in the studio to speak with us. Do well to reach out to us now.